I'm going to use Code Companion here to help me solve a LeetCode problem. So here's the problem on LeetCode. Given a string S consisting of words and spaces, return the length of the last word in the string. A word is a maximal substring consisting of non-space characters only. So this is a decent, this is an easy problem, but based on the like-dislike ratio, it's pretty good, and it's a good introductory problem to help the student learn, you know, basic just programming foundations and so on. So first, like if we go on the dashboard, you obviously have to log in to actually use the AI, but we go on the dashboard now, and the key here is we just press start coding. We just take this problem, copy paste it, and then right here you can see write your question here. We're just gonna replace that. The key is obviously to write the question in comments, because this is an editor which can run. So in this case, we're not doing anything. But like if I uncomment this, then it's gonna obviously give it an error. So in this case, we're good here, and your code's gonna save. So you could obviously come back to this, refresh the page, do whatever you want to do. So anyways, now let's look at the problem, right? So giving a string S consisting of words and spaces returns the length of the last word in the string. It also gives you nice input and outputs. So let's just take this one, right? And then I'll comment this out as well. So I just create the function that we want. So guess length of last word, and then S, and then so in this case, again, it really visual. This is a pretty basic problem, but again, try to think about this problem in terms of like someone just relatively new to programming. This would be a phenomenal great problem for them. And I always try to make this so it's most useful to them and think in terms of their shoes. So, in this case, I think we would likely have to somehow iterate through the words, right? So that's actually, I don't know how to do that. Let's just say, because I know how to iterate through each letter in the sentence, I could do that, but I don't know if that would actually be helpful here. Right, so if I take S, I just put that as its own string, and then since we're not actually returning anything, I'll just call this like this, and then so in this case, it just printed out all the spaces and the sentence. Not helpful, right? So, okay, I know how to iterate through a string, but I don't know how to iterate through each word of a string. Obviously, I cannot type, but you help me out. So let's just see what it says. And the key here is just, again, this is not like GPT or ChatGPT. This is leveraging GPT, but it's not like ChatGPT where you can just go on and just copy paste, the question, and then be like, yeah, just generate the answer for me and do it, and then just copy paste and then move on. Yeah, there's no learning in that, right? Maybe, but like, not really, and it's not ideal. You want to think on your own, and the whole point that's how you actually learn how to program is to think through problems yourself. And all this tool is it's leveraging the same technology as ChatGPT, but it's prompted such that it's never going to give you the answer. It's always gonna guide you in the direction, provide you with hints, but it's always going to force you to think on your own. As you can see with this question, so it says, okay, it looks like you're familiar with. That's a good start. However, if you want to iterate, You can think of a space as a boundary or divider between words. Python provides us with a method which can split a string into a list of words based on the divider. Can you think of a way to do this? What is the method in Python that does that? I don't know. Okay, so this is a great, like, this is what likely some tutor would give, right? Like, this is a good response to the problem. A good tutor would likely give something similar to this. Like, a tutor's role is not to just be like, oh yeah, split it and this is how you do it. This is a solution. That's useless. I mean, like, a tutor is going to guide you and help you introduce you to new concepts, and so you could then apply it on your own. So the Python string method that can split a string is called split. You can use this method to get a list. Now you have a list of words. Can you find the length of the last word? Oh, perfect. Okay, so now let's say slist, for example, is they're doing what they're doing, right? And now I know how to index a list, so I know how to get like the last value. And so last word length equals to slist -1. And then let's just do a return for the sake of completeness. It's obviously not the solution to the problem, but like, you know, it's better than what we had before. So let's test that and just fix the indenting. This is something we're gonna fix. Okay, perfect. So we're obviously not returning the last word length, we're just returning the last word. Okay, so 4. So let's just say I think this is the right solution, right? So obviously not considering strips or cases where we need to be wary of stuff like this, but let's just run it. Let's just submit it and say, and so when we run submit, what this is going to do is it's going to post the following question. It's going to say, great, I think this is a solution. Can you provide feedback? So now let's see what it says. That's an interesting way to think about solutions, right? Because in here, if I copy pasted that and said run it, it's gonna just do the standard test case approach, which we do have, by the way, on our in-house Python exercises. Really, just beginner Python exercises for you to get for you to want to learn programming, or just try out the AI. But this is a different type of feedback, right? This is not the stationary or logical test case, right, wrong. This is a tutor type feedback or teacher type feedback where it's going to say, okay, nice. Your solution seems to work well. You did so and so, which is great. One thing you can improve on is consider edge cases. For example, the current logic assumes the input string will always contain at least one word. But what if the string is empty and it only contains spaces? Your current implementation would throw an error as there's no words to compute the length of. Can you think of a way to handle these cases? You might need to add a check that returns 0 if there's no words. So this is a great follow-up for the user, or for the student to think about, especially, say, someone who's new, because, I mean, the point is to not just write the program, right? It's for the program to be quite robust in a lot of cases, and be robust to a lot of different user inputs. So in this case, it isn't, and that's why it's asking us to consider that. So let's see here, right? One of the first things I think we should probably do here is sanitize s equals to s dot strip, so we remove all white space, which is good. And then here I'll just say if length of sanitized s is 0, right? In this case, we know it's 0, right? And that's exactly what GPT or the assistant told us. So else, if it's not, then let's take our sanitized s and then let's split it like GPT suggested and do it that way. we got this, and now let's see. Okay, let's see what it says to that. So the whole point here is, this is quite different from like traditional learning, right? This is really a live-based tutor to help you at each step. So nice, you've got it. So it's telling you what you did. It's nice. And you've also handled error handling well. And then it's exactly what you need to do. Keep up the good work, and don't be afraid to tackle more complex. Always consider. So this is phenomenal because it's telling you and summarizing your approach and the fact that you're right, so on and so forth. But it's also, even providing you with additional motivation to, based on this foundational knowledge, you could then apply this to even more complicated problems, which is, again, what a great teacher or tutor would do to a student. So this is just another example of using Code Companion to help, say, in solving a LeetCode problem or your own homework problem set. Maybe we'll try some medium or hard LeetCode problems in the next video. Let's see how effective this assistant can be and stuff like that. If you have any questions or you're interested in this sort of stuff, want to help building it, feel free to reach out. Just to click the contact button, shoot me an email. Thank you.